Excuse me. Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for C+ Studios, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. Oh, it feels good. This is powered, fueled. You'll acknowledge the almighty Big Daddy and CrazyHoodiez.com. CrazyHoodiez.com. You go check it out. Great designs, all by the one and only Big Daddy. Check out his podcast, Big Daddy Forever. Also, if you're subscribed to the C+ Studios feed, you get Big Daddy Forever. You get the New World Podcast. You get the Sexy Ninja Cast. And you also get the staple of C+ Studios, and that is the Social Vent Podcast. And the episode dropping this Thursday is going to tickle your fancy. It is called Melatonin Tortilla. However you want to pronounce it. It's going to be awesome, brother. All right, let's just jump right on in. Monday Night Raw, the season premiere, starts off with Triple H and DX, D-Generation X, and people suck it. I used to get in trouble a lot back in the day. And when they said 25 years, and I was like, damn, I'm old. But I remember going in class, I'm like, meh. And now there's a version of it out there. Kids are probably getting in trouble with scissor me, daddy ass. Kind of sucks that Billy Gunn wasn't there, but it was just cool to see the boys back together. D-Generation X, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. And Triple H is in his suit and whatnot. They have the shirts on, Brooklyn, because that's where they're at, in Brooklyn, New York. And Triple H lays out some rules. This is right at the start of the show. This is why you kick off Monday Night Raw. And he's like, yo, no cursing, no this, no that. Road Dogg's penis? No, can we say penis? No pointing to your genitalias or anything like that. And the beeps, and with the little DX logo, beep, 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 and Shawn Michaels, beep, 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 and everything like that. It was just fun. It was just fun. Because it was weird, it's like anticipation. I was watching old DX stuff just to get back into the fold, into the memory of everything like that. And it felt good seeing D-Generation X, man. 25 years of awesomeness. Much love. But everyone on the internet and the Twitter, was like, when they walk up, like, oh, we're going backstage, and then blah, blah. The Triple H's like, hey, don't get in no fights. Is he taking a shot at AEW? I think so. Come on. It's D-Generation X. They can do, I believe it was a little bit of a shoot, to say that, to be like, oh, don't get in no fights because of everything that's been happening in AEW. And man, I saw people getting angry. I saw people going after each other like, I was going to a different, a lower level and blah, 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 blah. Sheesh. That's all I can say to that. After AEW, like basically almost every other week, they meant, some form of WWE is coming out of their mouth, every single week. No, it's fine. That's sophisticated wrestling there. They're entitled to talk about it. But Triple H just says, don't get in no fights in the back. Everyone's like, sheesh. That's all I gotta say. But we start the show off in grand fashion. And how do you start the show with grand fashion? You started with the Bloodline. Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo, the honorary Usami, and Paul Heyman coming out in glorious fashion. And he tells that crowd to acknowledge me. You know, I told my, when I drop her off at work, you know, we're on a big college campus and whatnot, and there's usually like a bunch of kids that are waiting to get on the bus. I really want to take a camera crew out there with me while we're driving by. I want to be like, hey, have you acknowledged your tribal chief today? See who gets it, see who doesn't. See, you know, I really want to, and now that I've said it out loud, people are probably be like, well, do it. Because we need to acknowledge our tribal chief. We the ones. You the twos. But Riddle comes out and he's like, yo, Roman, me and you one more time, blah, blah. And Roman's like, nah, I already smashed you. Because I was kind of like, nah, I don't really want Riddle and Roman now. I kind of want Bray. But all of a sudden, Jay's getting hot-headed. Roman steps in. He's like, yo, you know, he's you know, and then Sami's like, honorary Uce. Let me handle this. You know, he's my problem. You said that last week. So, you know, my dog. He goes and he tries. And just the chemistry between Jay and Sami and this and that. And he's talking smack on Riddle. Then all of a sudden, Jay's like, yo, you want to handle this? You better handle it. You better ball. And then they sets up the match between Riddle and Sami Zayn. And I miss this. This is what I really like about this episode of Monday Night Raw. Is the fact that the opening segment is the main event of the show. And it's not always that way, but you know, that's the way it was, the formula went, and it works. You know, you set up this, then we're gonna see our main event, Riddle versus Sami Zayn. So we shall see if that goes forward. You know, and we're living in a time of professional wrestling where it's all different. But to start off the show with some good old wrestling fashion is Johnny Gargano versus Austin Theory. I really did enjoy this match. These two can definitely work each other. These two know each other. They know the psychology of how each of them work. Johnny Gargano won, you know, we're building him to the moon, baby. But Austin Theory, I don't know what we're doing with him. Like he lost and he keeps losing. And every time we try to cash in the money, he's the Money in the Bank winner. Like the dude who has the Money in the Bank. And that's the thing is like now that Daddy's gone, Vince McMahon, you know, I think at this point he would have the United Universal Championship right now. I feel that in my bones. Like he would have cashed it in at SummerSlam and he would have won the titles in that fashion. Like I feel like that's what would have happened if Triple H didn't take over and Vince didn't go and retire. I feel like Austin Theory would be a champion right now and it would have been too soon and whatnot. And I think that's what Triple H was like, yeah, I don't know what to do with you. The selfie gimmick, I liked it at first. I thought it was funny, especially but when he did it during the match, you know, on the barricade, I was just like, bro, I'm like, you know, don't, you know, we need to rebuild Austin Theory into the Austin Theory that I love. Like, you know, when he was on the independent scene, everything like that, Austin Theory, I know he's a star. He can be a superstar, but I think Triple H is just like, all right, now we need to find a way to shift you back into the right direction. Next matchup, Chad Gable versus Mysterio, and new Alpha Academy shirts. And it says, shoosh. Definitely need that in my closet of shirts that I don't really wear that much just because I have too many. But I need it. Great match. Definitely Chad Gable, Otis, forever, man. But definitely Mysterio won. But Dominic and Rhea Ripley came out and distracting and this and that. And it's just funny to me when he's like, hit me. Dominic to Ray, hit me. And then, you know, then after Ray won, the rest of it, you know, Judgment Day comes out, blah, blah, blah. Can Dom lays Ray to waste with the 619. And then she cuts to Ray after the commercial break and he's all, my son. Dominique. I'm like, man, at a point, you're going to have to whoop that ass. I'm sorry. I can't, you know, as much as I'm getting antsy about it, I just can't wait until, because that crowd is going to lose their shit. I'm going to lose my shit when Rey Mysterio finally lays his hands on his son and beats the shit out of him. We're waiting for that. And it's a slow burn, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But this sets up the Judgment Day promo, you know. And they come out and Finn's like, yo, AJ, I'm giving you one more chance, you know, or there's just going to be no mercy. No mercy. and you need to come out right now, and you need to join the Judgment Day. AJ comes out, and I got swerved here, man, because I was like, when he's like, yeah, you're right, you know, when I jumped out of my seat, when he's like, yo, I need the Brotherhood brothers, and I was like, no. My wife's like, what's wrong? I was like, shh. She's like, excuse me? I'm like, I'm sorry. And so I was like, I think something magical is about to happen. And then he got to the knee, and I was like, oh, he's joining the Judgment Day. Okay. Then when they went to give him the hug, and he just saw his face, and the camera's right there, and he's like, I wasn't talking about you. Boom! The Good Brothers, the OC is back into WWE. Gallows and Anderson. I was just like, thank you, Triple H. Oh, man. And that was just like, boom, that crowd went crazy. The OC's back. And I think we're definitely setting up the OC versus the Judgment Day. And that's going to be something that's going to go back and forth. We can see that Survivor Series. We shall see the OC versus the Judgment Day. It's just, I was just like, whoa, shit. Like, the first one was like, oh, he joined the what? You know, I was like, yes, you know, the OC, baby, the OC. Bam. And I hope this kind of leads, this is what I was thinking, that, you know how Finn kept on wanting AJ to join the Judgment Day? I feel like at some point he makes Finn join the OC, because that would be too sweet. Too sweet. They had a really cool Bailey interview. Well, she didn't really say much, which was great. But the part that made me laugh was Io Sky, and she's talking, and then they like to translate. They're like, yeah, she said Bailey's gonna kick Candice LeRae's ass, and that builds up to Bailey versus Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae won, and they was just like, I don't know about that. I don't understand why we would let, you know. Is this like the downfall of Bailey? Then we get Bailey back to where she needs to be? I don't know. And I saw someone complain on Twitter, like, she needs to get rid of the suspenders. You need to get rid of that negative opinion about suspenders. It's just suspenders. Just part of her gear. Calm down. It's just suspenders. Jesus. It was okay, that match, but Candice LeRae winning kind of got my head scratching and whatnot. And I was just like, oh, okay, roll up. All right, whatever. You know, the Miz's birthday bash. We all knew what was going to happen. There was a backstage segment earlier with him and Maurice. And there's another QR code. And they're not stopping with the cucumber codes. And, you know, we're definitely, you get Bray Wyatt. We're still going down the rabbit hole, following to the Wyatt, because he has the whole world in his hands. The Miz's birthday bash. Dexter is just pure gold. Pure gold. He ate the cake because the crowd is like, eat the cake, eat the cake, eat the cake. Omos had another squash match. I don't know where we're going with Omos. You're definitely showing that he is dominant. He's big, he's mean, and he's just gonna lay waste to anybody in that ring. So I don't know where we're going though. And also, where's Veer? Veer's gone. I asked it, like, it was during the Omos match, because I really wasn't really. I was paying attention, but I wasn't like, I was like, Omos is gonna win this, you know. But where's Veer? I remember when he's debuting, and it took forever, and the joke was like, he's, you know, missing, you know. But maybe Veer and Omos, I don't know who wants to see that. I really don't, but, you know, I don't know what you're going to do with Omos. Beforehand, they did talk about Bray Wyatt, and they showed the whole entire segment of the return. And man, it still gave me goosebumps. That Fireflies, the music, him saying he got the whole world in my hands, and cutting to all the characters from the Firefly Funhouse. That, you know, and my wife finally got to see it because she didn't get to watch the pay-per-view with me. She's like, oh, that's cool. You know, she kind of fell out of wrestling for a little bit just because, you know, it really wasn't. But now in this new era, she's like, oh, Bray's back? Okay. And they showed the whole segment. And there was no Bray tonight. But I was okay with that, because they also said he's coming to SmackDown. You know, now is the time you need to play the pieces well on the board, especially with Bray Wyatt, on what's going to happen next. So my theory, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he might challenge Roman Reigns at SmackDown, or interrupt Roman Reigns in some fashion, and we build up to Roman versus Bray Wyatt, but I think it'll be more of a Royal Rumble match, or Bray enters the Royal Rumble and we get Bray versus Roman. I don't know, man. Like, remember, like back in there, like, oh, Rock and Roman, that's what it has. Rock has his schedule clear, blah, blah, blah. This is where we're going. But now we're in the Triple H era of WWE, and I have no clue. Every guess I've made is usually wrong, and that's awesome. People are like, whoa, why you like being wrong? I was like, I don't like being wrong, but I like being swerved, bruh. I like this to work, brother. It's always a work, you know. But we get to Bobby Lashley versus Seth freaking Rollins for the United States Championship. And guess what? It's the return of Brock Lesnar. I have to be honest. I have to be truthful. So right when Bobby came out, he's doing his entrance. I love his entrance and whatnot, but I had to use the restroom. So I was like, okay, cool. I went to the restroom, and all of a sudden, my Twitter was just blowing up. And I was like, what? I look, and all of a sudden, it was like, Brock Lesnar's return. I was like, what? Wait, is this live right now? Man, I don't know what happened. Everything went back in, but I jumped up, pants on. I came out. I was like, you're all right. Toilet paper hanging out my back of my pocket. I was like, oh, shit. And I looked, I just saw him. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And then big smiles on my face, man. And Brock Lesnar's out there, and he's doing it, walks around the ring, and that crowd's like, holy shit. And he's like, holy shit, right? Brock Lesnar. And then he just puts the beat down on Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley called him out after the match. But the biggest one was, Brock Lesnar's back. And he has beef with Bobby, apparently. And I want to see these two monsters fight each other. And also, why? Like, why is Brock Lesnar back? Like, there's big questions there of why. But Seth freaking Rollins is the new United States champion. And, I'm over the moon that we got some gold now around Seth freaking Rollins. And let's keep that momentum going. Like, let's keep it going with Seth, even though he lost to Riddle at Extreme Rules. Now we're branching off the two. Riddle versus Sammy. Riddle got the win because and the best thing about it is during this match was a little bit of tough love. Where first when Jay was about to do something like interfere, Sammy's like, no, I got it. Keep still. Then when Sammy was getting his ass kicked, Jimmy was like, oh, and then Jay was like, no. He wants to handle business. Let him handle business. Just let him do his thing. That was some great stuff right there. Just because, like, nah, just let him. Then Sammy loses to Riddle. And that, Jay's face, man. Oh, yeah. So good to be a wrestling fan right now. But I think they cut too much into time because I remember looking at the clock. I was like, man, we're only going to get 10 minutes of DX. Then it kind of got to 7 minutes of DX and 6 minutes of DX because as soon as Riddle won and he was walking back and bro, as soon as he was walking back, boom, they right when he's walking, they hit the DX music. I think they realized, oh crap, we don't have that much time. We got to get to the ring. We got to say our sayings. We got to tell people to suck it and whatnot. But it was just really cool hearing that music, like boom, boom. Boom, boom, them coming out, break it down, them coming out, them doing their thing, throwing the X's up, and Road Dogg Jesse James, he does his thing, but he lets the crowd say, when he's like, oh, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and then Jesse James, then he goes, then badass Billy Gunn, they let the crowd say it, and I was like, okay, Billy's there in spirit, Billy's there in major fashion, like spirit of that crowd and whatnot. And Corey Graves says something like, he's off playing with office supplies or something, office equipment or something like that. I got a pop from that. And I believe Sean did the scissor me. That could be a peace sign, or, subliminally the scissor sign, scissor me daddy ass, me. But it was just nice to have DX in the show and, and Triple H doing his, are you ready? I said, are you ready? And just tell people to suck it. Oh, it's so much to unpack on this show, man. I had a good time. This show gets a solid 5. This is probably one of the best damn Raws I've seen in a very, very long time. And I've been praising Raw lately, but this Monday Night Raw being a season premiere for the company, for television and everything like that, it's nothing but praise, man, nothing but love, and thank you for a good time. I had a good time, and that's why I love this new era with Triple H, just because it's one of those things where Raw was a challenge at one point in time. It was a challenge to watch and try to get through it and everything like that. And I, to the top, to the bottom, I had a good time. Solid show. 5 stars out of 5. Tell me what you thought of Monday Night Raw. What was your high? What was your low? What made you pop? What made you smile? What made you cry? What made you mad? Like a mark. What tickled your fancy in the right way, in the wrong way? Just drop those comments below. Then after that, I don't know why I'm holding this pen. You're going to like and subscribe. You're going to share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share it with the bum down at Walmart who we buried pretty hard on the Social Event Podcast, but I'm still going to try to show him some love. And remember, I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and the New World Podcast is for life, brother. And you can suck it!
Hey, and while I have your attention, a shout out to, I think it's the magic ingredient in the DX recipe, the ninth wonder of the world, China.